Hi guys, welcome back. This is part 2. In this part, I'm going to be cutting a doorway for the start of the staircase. I'm going to cut a doorway for the top of the staircase, and I'm also going to show you how I build my staircases. Now, I'm totally aware that most people don't build staircases out of foil and tape because they would think that they're not very sturdy, but honestly, they're very, very sturdy. I mean, even a child could play with this and it's not going to break. Years ago when I was first wanting to build dollhouses, I would see these tutorials on making things like this, and they would always be using wood, and I didn't have wood, and I also didn't have the skills to build with wood, so I always felt like I couldn't build things. But when I started building with foil, then it opened up a whole new world for me, and I realized I can build anything I want. So I just want to pass that option along to you. So if you don't have wood or the skills to work with wood like me, then the option to build is still there. So that's the whole purpose of me sharing these videos with you, is just to open up options to you as well. Okay, and the other thing I want to mention is once we do build them and I add the tape, I'm going to be putting a layer of paper towel over all the stairs. Now some of you are going to wonder why I'm not using newspaper, and the reason why I don't use newspaper is because I can stain paper towel with instant coffee, and that's what this is. This is instant coffee stain. And I didn't know I was going to do this when I started. Just like everything that I build, I usually don't know how it's going to end up. So I like to have that option of staining the piece if I want to stain it. You could also use this as a base and put wood on top of these, or you could put paper cup trays and make it into stone stairs. I've done that in the gnome home too. I'll show you real quickly those ones. So here is the same way that I'm showing you how to build now. I covered the base with paper cup trays and they look like stone. So there you go. I'm just going to give you all these options and you can do with it what you will. And maybe you'll get a super great idea and you'll go off on your own and make something else that's fantastical. So I hope you enjoy, guys, and let's get building. Alright, I am going to try to do this without getting in the camera way. This is going to be very interesting to build like this. Trying to lower my camera. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to cut a hole here, and this is going to be where my staircase is going to start. You'll notice also that I don't measure anything, and I'm just, in my mind's eye, I'm imagining a creature about this tall coming in and out. So yeah, none of my rooms are measured or doorways or anything. So let's see what we got here. So that's pretty tall actually, but we're going to have a staircase here, and it's going to go through here, and it's going to disappear in the back, and then you won't see part of it, and then you'll see the top of it here. So alright guys, I'm going to add the base for my staircase, and all I'm going to do, I'm going to hot glue 2 pieces down right here, and I'm putting 2 pieces down for stability, so we're going to start with that. So I'm just going to put some hot glue right there. And then I'm going to do one more. I want to put a little bit of tin foil underneath here because the majority of the base there is overhang. So I'm going to put a little bit of tin foil underneath just to act like a brace. Now all I did there was kind of squish it into place so this part is nice and flat, and the part that goes against this wall is nice and flat. So now all I'm going to do is hot glue on those flat edges. And just hold it in place there for a second, let it dry. Okay, and then the masking tape just goes over top the tin foil. Okay, so I'm starting my stairs now. We're on the next floor. Here's where they're going to start, and this is where they're going to end. So what I had to do was cut a corner of this box back here. because it was in my way. It was sitting here and I need the stairs to go down. And I'll be hot gluing this in place right about there. And there's my top stair. Then I could put my second stair and my third stair, and then it's going to disappear from sight. And that'll be part of the design. You're not going to see the whole staircase. You're going to assume that there's a staircase there, but it's going to start up here and then it's going to disappear. So I don't have to worry too much about building the whole thing. I just need to do the top, probably 3 steps here. And then down here, same thing. Just have to deal with a few steps, and then it will disappear from sight. So the great thing about tinfoil building is you can mold it in different areas, and you see that? Hands free, and it's just sitting on the edge there. Now I'm going to use hot glue, and I'm going to get this first piece into place, and then we're going to add the other steps. So I'm going to add hot glue right on the edge of this thing, because when I look at this, I can't see what I'm doing. So I'm going to go right along the edge of this box and right along the edge up here. And of course, you know that hot glue, you have to work quickly before it dries. And you don't want to burn yourself. But once it's in place, you're good to go. There we go. So I just folded up tinfoil. Okay, so the second step right about there, I would say. And be really careful. Hot glue, well, tinfoil kind of acts like a, I don't know, is conductor the right word? No, that's not the right word. It will exaggerate the heat. So I can actually feel the heat on the end here, and I never put any glue near there. So just be careful when you're working with hot glue and tinfoil together. And a little stick to put things in place will help. Okay, my second stair is there, and I'm only going to put 3 stairs in. That one is a little bit low. I think a mouse would have to really jump to get down to the next step. But that's okay, because I can always build this up with more tinfoil. This is the great thing about tinfoil. You can add on, take away, reshape. It doesn't matter. Tinfoil is so wonderful to work with. This one here, I'm just going to roll up some oil and stick it on there and raise that step up a little. Now that top step is a little bit out of shape there, so I'm going to do the same thing to the top step. Perfect. Ouch. See, hot, hot. Gotta be careful. I'm telling you to be careful, and I'm the one with the hot glue gun. Okay, perfect. Now I can do my masking tape over the tinfoil. Okay, let's take a look at what we have here. So there I have 3. So what I'm going to do, I already glued this part in place, just rolled up tinfoil, and then I have another piece of tinfoil that I folded over a number of times, so that's pretty thick, and it's going to sit like this. So I'm going to glue that into place, and that's just my base for my stairs, and then I could put my stairs on top. So the mistake I always start off making is making this rise too high, and you don't want it that way, because the stairs are going to go up, and you're going to build them up. So if this is sitting too high, then the stairs are going to be way too high. So I'm going to glue the bottom of the piece in first. Okay. I'm just going to add a piece of tape down there, just to keep it from sliding anywhere. And then I'm just going to run a bead of glue along the wall, in between the foil and the wall. Okay, so I've got my stair. It's bunches of tinfoil that I've already pre-shaped. And I know it goes right there. Add my tape, or I could put it on my other stair. But I just want to kind of show you what's happening here. So you have an idea of what where my brain is working. Angle. Yeah. So I don't like this square edge right here, so I'm just going to round this off. And be careful. Again, I'm telling you to be careful. I'm the one with the X-Acto knife. Maybe it's my mother's voice in my head I am hearing. Be careful! Okay, I'll go behind the blade. That's a little bit better. There we go. So just rounding that off a little bit. Yes, I like that better. Okay, now I'm going to put my masking tape back on. And what I'm going to do with these stairs is I'm going to add paper towel dipped in glue. And then I'm going to leave it dry. Alright, I'm going to do the next step on film, so don't worry, I'm not jumping ahead of you guys. What I've done here is just add paper towel. And I didn't worry too much about what it looks like here because you can't really, this is all going to be covered in, and you're not going to be looking at the stairs from this angle. You're going to be looking from inside that doorway, and all you're going to really see is the top of the stairs. So I'm not really concerned about how that looks. I just wanted to cover up what I could, and then I'm going to paint it like wood after we're done. Okay, so this staircase here, we are going to see a little bit more of. So what I did was I took, I went over each stair again with another piece of, oh well, first of all, what I did was I took the end of my butter knife, the handle end, and I kind of gently pushed in underneath the stair, the top of the stair, just gently pushed it in so the top of the stair is sticking out a little ways. Okay, and then to get rid of wrinkles, I just took my masking tape and went over the top again very gently and laid it down. Now I'm going to cover it with paper towel, and I take my paper towel and I just tear it in half, and I don't separate the layers on this one. I've never felt the need to do that with this brand, but you might have to do it with your brand. It depends on what kind of brand you got. If it's a 3-ply, then you definitely have to take one of the plies off. So here's my glue. I've mixed it in with a little bit of water. The water is just to make the glue easier to work with, and once you mix it up you'll know what I mean, because we're going to be dipping paper towel in here. Alright, so I'm going to take my paper towel and I'm just dipping it in, just one in like that. Then I'm going to take it out and I fold it in half. See, the one side is dry, the other side is the wet side. And then I just pull the excess glue off. Then I'm going to open it up, and you'll notice that the dry side is now wet. The glue has seeped through both sides. So I'm just dipping my hands in the glue just to make sure I get all the edges covered in glue. Now I'm going to start at the bottom. It's not as difficult as it looks. It's just because I'm trying to do this on film. There we go. Nope. Oh my goodness. Oh, really easy, Sharon. Real easy. Okay, try again. Okay, so if your fingers are sticky, just dip them in the glue and then run your glue dipped fingers along. And you're just going to press it into place. See, I'm holding the top. Okay, now I'm going to do the second stair. Same thing, I just dip my fingers in glue. And I'm running it into all the creases. Alright, that's the end of day one. And it's after midnight. So I'm going to leave this dry, the tree. Pretty cool. Alright, I'm going to say goodnight. Okay, so let's end the video here because it's getting a little bit long. And in part 3 I'm going to show you how I stain the paper towel. And I'm also going to show you how to paint the risers. And then I will show how I add in my carpet runner. I'll see you over in part 3.